Okay everyone, welcome back to another video on the channel. Today we're back on GT Sport and we're on the American server, starting from the back of the grid. However, we are actually starting from about P12 because I think that there was quite a few drivers that hadn't set a lap time in this race. So you can see there, starting from P12, it's a bit of a mixture lobby. We've got A+, A, B rated drivers. It's a bit of a random lobby, but yeah. We're starting from P12. Let's see what we can do and let's see if we can get a good start in this daily race C from the standing start. So waiting for the lights to go out, trying to make sure we get a good start, traction control on level 1, and yeah, let's see what happens. Remember, if you do like these videos, give us a subscribe, hit that like button, and let me know in the comment section what you thought about the racing. So getting away, didn't get the best start. You can see the car actually bogged down a bit. The car on the inside got a much better start than us. However, we're going to go to the left hand side of the track here. You can see we're going to go down the left hand side and brake as late as we can down to first gear, and you can see we actually get a really nice run all the way through here and avoid all the chaos and straight up to P6. So an almost perfect start to the race there. And now we're going to have to be very cautious as we go through this section, getting the dirty air off the cars in front. You can see I go for a bit of a wider line just to try and give a little bit of a better exit there, and then just take it nice and easy through here so we don't pick up any penalties on the exit, and we get quite a nice exit there. We're going to go down the right hand side of this Brazilian driver. However, he's got the slipstream. That's not going to work, and we're just going to tuck back into the slipstream of P5 and see if we can find a way past maybe in the braking zone. However, he has now got that slipstream to P4, so we're going to probably have to wait for the next straight. Let's see as we go into the braking zone. However, he's going to go to the right hand side of the track, and let's see what he does here. He brakes incredibly late there, completely misses his brake, and he's gone all the way over, and he is going to get a really bad exit off the corner there and possibly get a penalty as well. So yeah, he's going to lose a lot of time there, and we're now up into P5, and we've got the slipstream to P4. Going down the right hand side, and you can see he put the indicator on there to tell us to go to the right. He tucks back in the slipstream, and yeah, that is another position gain. So he's not fighting that position. We're up into P4 already in this race, and now we're just going to see if we can get into the slipstream with the cars up ahead. You can see there's 3 cars up ahead. Very close racing going on up there, so hopefully we can pick up that slipstream as quick as possible. So we're going to fast forward the action on this straight now as we go gradually getting closer and closer. So into the braking zone, trying to gain a bit of time in the corner there, and we gain about 5 tenths, half a second of something like that there. And now working our way back on the straight and rejoining the action as we've managed to gain, you can see around about 7 tenths, 8 tenths of a second there. And now into the braking zone, we managed to gain another 3-4 tenths there, and we are pretty much close to picking up that slipstream. However, you can see that they're all going to be in the slipstream on the straight, and they're going to probably pull away from us a bit here. So that gap going back up to around 1.5 seconds. However, you don't really want the dirty air for this last sector, so hopefully we should be able to gain a bit of time. But as we come through here, you can see the Brazilian driver's gone wide there onto the gravel and just about goes in front of us and straight into the wall. So he is out of this race, and we're now up into P3. So quite an enjoyable start for us here. We're actually making a lot of progress, and we're looking like we should be able to fight for P1, which should be quite an enjoyable battle, because P1, I think P2 was actually quite fast, because we've seen him in a previous race doing pretty good lap time. So this is going to be interesting now. So trying to be nice and smooth through here. You can see the cars ghosting through that final sector. It always happens. It's just to do with the way the track limits work and the way the ghosting system works. It's very strange. But yeah, P2 is going to get himself up into P1 there. You can see the American driver up into P1. And now we're going to try and get as close as we can through here. So trying to be really smooth, trying to use the track limits as best as we can through there. You've got to be very careful you don't pick up a half a second penalty. But yeah, we managed to get through there with no penalty, and now just being smooth through here. Again, being gentle on that throttle, up into 5th gear nice and early, just to try and save them rear tyres, and going through this flat out if you can. However, we're in that dirty air, so we're going to have to take it a little bit cautious. Luckily, we managed to stay in the slipstream, and now we're working our way down straight. P2 has also got the slipstream to P1, so this is going to be incredibly close as we get into the braking zone. You can see P2 goes a little bit wide though, and it's actually going to cost himself on the exit there, so he's probably going to lose that slipstream. So we're going to get into the slipstream now. Has he managed to stay in the slipstream to P1? He may have just about crept into the slipstream. As we go on the left hand side, you can see now he has just about managed to stay in that slipstream. So unfortunately for us, we can't overtake him because he is just hanging on in there. So into the braking zone, we're going to brake nice and early here. No point being too aggressive on the brakes. I mean, we're following someone there. We just want to be nice and smooth and get a good exit from the corner. So again, nice exit there. Just get back up right behind him and see if we can then maybe go for a move before the next heavy braking zone. But you can see again, he is still in the slipstream to P1. So again, not much we can do, because if we try and overtake him, it won't work while he's got that slipstream to P1. So again, we're going to brake early here. So lifting off the throttle and just letting the car coast into the corner, and just trying to make sure we get a good solid exit from this corner. So onto the power as early as we can. Got onto the curb a little bit there though, which is going to lose us a bit of momentum on the exit. So unfortunately, didn't get the exit we needed, so back down to around 3/10 behind him. However, we're all gaining on P1 now. You can see that P2, I think, is actually going to bump draft P1 because he wants to try and hold onto the position he's in. So you can see all three of us very, very close going into this really flowing section now. So yeah, really close racing going on there. P2 right up behind P1 and ourselves right up behind P2 now. Can we go for a move for the P2 position? We have a little look there, but yeah, there's no point really sending it from that far back, and we're just going to tuck into that slipstream and see if we can maybe go for a move at the end of this straight, because this is an opportunity for an overtake. You can see that P2 is gaining on P1 though, so it's going to be very difficult unless he manages to break out of the slipstream. We might be able to then go to the other side of him, but you can see we're a little bit too far back. So again, we're going to have to lift early here. We have a little look up the inside just to try and wrong foot him a bit, but down to 6th gear just so that we make sure we take this corner nice and smoothly. And we're right up behind P2 and we're losing a bit of time there. You can see P1 is actually pulling away a bit there now. So we need to try and get this moved on as quickly as possible and get past P2. But this last sector at Le Mans is incredibly difficult to follow someone. So yeah, because of that dirty air, it's incredibly difficult in these X 2019. So again, you can see the understeer and then a little bit of oversteer that we're getting from being right up behind someone. We get a fairly good exit off the corner. He gets a bit of a scruffy exit there. And now we're just going to follow behind and see if we can go for a move into turn 1. We're picking up that draft. Can we go for a move? Let's have a little look. We're going to go to the left-hand side, but no. Decided that probably wasn't the best idea. Decided to brake early. And we'll go for a safe place for an overtake if possible on the main straight, because that's going to be the easier place to do it. However, through here, we do this a little bit scruffy. You can see that we're actually lost a little bit of time through there. And we've got that, obviously, following him through here is going to be very difficult. So we're just trying to keep it smooth. Early upshift to 5th gear there just to try and keep the rears in good shape. And again, through this corner, picking up that slipstream. And now, hopefully, we should be able to go for a pretty simple overtake. So yeah, let's see, can we pick up that draft all the way on the straight now? We should be able to get it here and go for a move. So getting the speed from the rear there. He's indicated to go to the right, so he's not going to battle this too much. But you can see as the cars come out of the slipstream, both because of the amount of downforce in these cars, the speeds level off a bit. But we've got the inside line and now into the braking zone. We're going to try and see if we can head after P1. So yeah, onto the straight now. He's now going to have the slipstream to our car. Will he go for the overtake again, or will he try and work with us to see if he can get us into the slipstream of P1? Let's have a little look as we go in the mirror there. You can see in the mirror, watching P3, he's actually going to bump draft us. You can see there, he's going to just give us a bit of extra boost on the straight, which is going to help us get a little bit closer to P1. So again, into the braking zone now, braking as late as we can, getting it onto the curb there, down 2nd gear and onto the power as early as we can. I'm trying to be aggressive here, a little bit too aggressive, a massive moment there, but we just about managed to save it. And we don't lose too much. We lost about a 10th, 2 tenths, maybe 2/10 of a second there. But P3 is going to come and give us another bump draft there, so we're going to boost us up. So that's actually going to counter it, and we're not going to lose too much time. So again, into the braking zone, braking as aggressively as we can, down to 2nd gear, onto the power as early as we can. We actually gain a little bit more time on P1 in that corner, gained about a 10th there. So again, we've got about a 4/10 gap to P3. Will he go for an overtake, or will he again try and get us closer to P1? This will be interesting now as we get into this section here. I wasn't sure if he was going to go for the overtake. You can see he is going to give us that bump draft though, which again is going to boost us forward another 10.5 there. So we're 1.2 seconds behind P1. So now we're just going to try and push as aggressively as we can to see if we can pick up the slipstream to P1. Nice and smooth through there, on the power nice and early, into the braking zone. And now just trying to get a smooth exit to see if we can get as close as possible. You can see 1.3 seconds to gap, 1.2 seconds to gap, down to nearly 1.1 second now to P1. So we are gaining, and now we're coming up to that final sector, and we've got enough of a gap to P3 that he's not going to be able to get ahead of us before this really fast flowing corners where you don't want to be in someone's slipstream. It's all about clean air through here. Doing this nice and smoothly. You see no lifting off the throttle, completely flat out once you get the line right through here, nice and smooth. And then a little downshift to 6th gear, hold it to the curb, and then throw it into this left-hand corner. Possibly the hardest corner to actually get right, that left-hand corner there. I always find it very difficult. We do it quite well there, and we're almost in the slipstream now to P1. This is going to be a battle now. Can we find a way past him, and can we find a way past that we actually hold on to the lead? Because P1 has actually got pretty good pace. as we go over the line. We're going to go over the line on a 3 minute 18 there, I think it is. Not an amazing lap, but it's a pretty solid lap. Anything in the 3 minute 18s is reasonably okay. But yeah, you should really, we've been doing low 318s, I think, when we've been in complete clean air. But now into the braking zone again, and just trying to get onto the curb as close as you can. Trying to cut that curb without getting a penalty. Got to be very careful there. So again, took it quite easy there. Didn't want to risk any sort of penalty. And now into this really tricky section, especially at the end of the race when the tyres are fading. You have to be very careful. Make sure you upshift early. You can see a big moment again there as the car wants to snap on you, and then through this right-hand corner. Again, taking that a little bit cautious, and you can see we just about managed to pick up the slipstream. So we're going to gain on him all the way down this straight. We're down to 4/10 behind him, and again, trying to keep it nice and smooth here. And again, nice and smooth. Can we get on the power early? We have a little bit of a moment again. That's going to lose us a bit of momentum, and he's actually broke that slipstream there. So he's actually managed to keep out of the slipstream. So again, we're going to have to try and get back into the slipstream through this section here, trying to keep it nice and smooth in second gear. On the power as early as we can, and we're just about, are we just about picking up the slipstream there? I'm not sure. I think we're just outside the slipstream. So again, we're going to have to try and get back into the slipstream on the braking zone. Nice and smooth in second gear, on the throttle as early as we can, and we should have just picked up the slipstream again. So yeah, we've managed to get back in that slipstream. We're going to gain all the way down this straight now, and you can see we're going to have that extra speed. Can we go for a move before the really fast right hand corner at the end here? Let's see. Picking up the slipstream, can we do it? We're getting closer and closer. Are we going to go for a move up the inside? We're going to go to the right side now. I wasn't going to send this, but he gives us a space and stays to the left, obviously trying to hold the inside line. We're going to go side by side now. Some absolutely brilliant driving going on from both here. He gives us enough space. We give him the space back. And then again, we've got the inside here, but I decided to back out because I didn't really want to go for a move there, because I know that if I go for a move there, he'll probably get me back on the straight. So I just tuck into his slipstream now, and we're going to try and use that extra speed to get into the P1 position before the section where you don't want that dirty air. So again, we've got that slipstream. We're going to go to the left-hand side of the track, and we should have the momentum now to get ourselves into P1, which we do. We managed to just get into the racing line there, and yeah, now we've got the upper hand in this race, being in the lead from this point now. So we need to try and break that slipstream. You can see we've actually done it. We've got the gap big enough there now, and we do this section reasonably smooth. Could have been better, but actually quite reasonably good exit speed from that corner. And now we've just got to try and be nice and smooth for this really technical section where it's all about throwing the car in and shifting at the right point. I have actually figured out that if you shift around when you hit the curbs, it provides a lot of rotation on the car. I figured that out yesterday, and it actually gains you quite a bit of time. So we go over the line a little bit faster lap, nothing special. However, P2 absolutely nailed that section and has actually got himself back into the slipstream. You can see behind us, he's right up behind us, so very well done to his driving through there. And trying to keep it nice and smooth on the exit. We don't want to pick up any sort of penalty. And again, through here, this is where the tyres are going to be a little bit trickier to drive. We brake a little bit late into this corner. You can see that wrong foots us a bit, and then it also gives us more steering angle than what I would like, and we have a big moment there, and we've lost a bit of momentum. So P2 is probably going to get himself back into the lead here. He's got the slipstream. Will he go for the move? What is he going to do? Is he going to play it tactical, or is he just going to get himself in the lead and try and hold on to it? So keep your eye on that mirror. Let's see what he does. He's actually going to go for the position, and we're just going to let him take it, because at this stage of the race, it's not actually that worrying, because you want to be really in P2 until one of the later opportunities at an overtake. So we're going to let him take that position, and now we're just going to go back up behind and see if we can maybe pick up that slipstream. So let's see if we can get into the lead of the race now, because again, if we can try and break the slipstream on one of the chicanes, we're going to do it. So we're going to look at the replay camera. We're going to go to the right hand side and try and go past him here. You can see side by side and back up into P1. So great racing on this American server, I have to say. Really good battling going on here as we work our way into the braking zone, and we've managed to hold that P1. And again, we're going to try and push through here and see if we can pick up maybe a lucky gap. He gets a bit of dirty air, loses control of the car slightly. You can see we've got a bit of a gap, and he did have a bit of a moment there. However, it's not going to be enough. He's got that slipstream still, and now he's going to be going into the braking zone with a lot more speed than us. Will he go for a move though? In this braking nose, it's going to be interesting. Let's see what happens as we come into the braking zone. He's going to have a little look up the inside, but he's a little bit too far back there. However, he's in quite a good position here, so we're going to try and really push through here, really being aggressive on the throttle, and we actually get that gap up to around 5.5 tenths, nearly 6 tenths of a second. But that might not be enough. Let's have a little look as we work our way down this really long straight, and he's getting closer and closer and closer. Will he have enough speed to go for P1 here? I'm not too sure. It's going to be very, very close. So we're going to hold the inside line. He's going to have to go around the outside if he wants to do this. He's going to go around the outside. However, he's not got enough momentum there. We're actually going to be able to hold on to P1 here. And now into this final sector, trying to get a good exit there. We actually nail that corner and get really good strong exit speed. And then on the brakes nice and early, down to second gear, try and get a good exit. Can we get that exit from here? We get a really nice exit there. And the gap is up to half a second. However, we're going to just do a little bit of movement to try and break that slipstream, but that is pretty much all we can do there. Now we're just following the standard line, and he's going to get that slipstream all the way into the corner, but we should have enough. Let's check it out now. As we get into the entry to the corner, we just about kept our car ahead there, and we've kept that prime position in P1. So now all we've got to do is keep it nice and smooth through here, try not to make any big errors, and again, just chuck it into this corner. Not the best entry. You can see we lost about 10 miles per hour there. However, we should be okay as we go into the braking zone. I'm just trying to keep it nice and smooth. So again, as we come through here, you're going to see, look behind us. He goes a little bit aggressive here. You can see we just keep it nice and smooth. And he actually gives us a bump there. And luckily, though, we managed to keep it on the track and hold on to P1. So, yeah, that could have ended quite bad. But we managed to hold on to the P1 position. And that was a really entertaining race. I hope you lot enjoyed that. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. Hit that like button, and I'll see you for more live streams and videos in the future. Thanks again for watching, everyone.